my god, Paige hates Chris on Married at First Sight. Holy crap, this is unbelievable. We finally got to see Chris and Paige get married. They were one of the last couples we could finally see their wedding, and oh my god, she freaking hates him. So we have so much stuff to talk about with the other couples, because we also got to see Haley and Jake get married, and that was awkward. But Chris and Paige, let's talk about them for a hot second, because holy crap, this took a complete 360 and just happened exactly what I thought was not going to happen. Let me also say real quick is that, Chris and even Chris's dad, for some reason, have been talking about the fact that Paige better not be ugly this entire time before he has met her. Well, she walked down the aisle. I thought she looked great. Big old smile. She looks fantastic. She's gorgeous. She looks good. And what does Chris say? When he first sees her, he says, oh, S word. And he goes, oh crap. And it's like, and I hear that, I'm thinking, okay, number one, does he know her? And that's why he said, oh, you know what? Or does he think she's ugly? And then they kind of start talking, they get married, he says his vows, and let me also say too, I hate to be Mr. Judgy, but it's like, he has god-awful eye contact, he's looking here, he's looking there, he's looking there, he won't look at her, but they do the vows, they get married, he, whatever, it was fine, it seemed okay. I thought he was just nervous, and you could see Paige, she was kind of distant too, and I thought from when I was watching Paige in the first couple episodes that Paige was going to be like, you are my husband, Chris, you're a good enough looking guy, you seem to be a go-getter, I love you, and let's make this thing an amazing marriage. However, no, it is the complete opposite. So we got to see Paige was just standoffish, like she just didn't seem very interested. And then we go over to Chris for later into the wedding, and he says, you know what, the truth is, I think she's beautiful, but I just think she's different than anyone I have dated in the past. And he was saying he didn't really find her physically attractive. I mean, it's like, come on. Now, I can only imagine that a physical attraction that he was talking about kind of does a 360 and starts going in the right direction, because it appears that they kind of start getting it on like a lot. So I don't know what happens, but believe it or not, this whole saga gets even worse, because finally they're talking, it's awkward, it's distant, Chris is looking down 95% of the time and will not look at her, and I think Paige is honestly just a bit too smart for him, because you can see Chris is talking in riddles, he's talking in circles. I was doing this, I'm doing that, I moved to Chicago, then I was this, and then I own the, this, that, and the other. You can never ever possibly figure out what he's talking about. And every season on Married at First Sight, we always have typically a man that just makes no sense. No one likes him, like Brad and Brandon. There's always a guy, and Matt. There's always a guy like that no one likes, and they talk in circles and riddles. Okay, this is Chris this season. So he was talking in circles, and Paige was just like, oh my god, what is wrong with this guy? I think she wants someone genuine and real. And then, and then the other thing too is Chris appears to be pretty superficial, because he's talking about his, designer shoes and the suits and the custom fit suits, and Paige just seems, she has style and class and she looks good, but she's not gonna go, at least she seems too normal and smart with her money to go spend, $10,000 on a pair of freaking shoes. But believe it or not, things only got worse, because like I said, they were talking, then Chris for some reason took the, liberty to just say all this stuff about him in his bedroom by himself. That's all I'm gonna say. And he was talking about how he's been, not doing certain things with himself because he's trying to wait for this wedding. And I'm just sitting here thinking, you know what, Chris? Why? Why do you feel the need to tell her that? Now, I know you just got married, but it's like, you just married her about an hour ago. You really have to, it's like you can't talk about your favorite colors, your favorite food. You gotta jump right into all this bedroom, random, bizarre talk. And even Paige was just like, what? And she was going with the flow. Like, she was being a pretty good sport, but she was still even just like, what is wrong with you? Why are you talking about this? We just got married about 35 minutes ago. So that was super awkward, super cringy, super weird. And then we got to see Paige talk to Chris's dad, and he was basically talking about, Chris's bedroom needs and what he needs in a relationship and all that jazz. And even Paige was just like, oh my god, what is wrong with these people? So I feel bad for her. She seems incredibly unattracted to him, but like I said, the weird thing is we do get to see in a couple weeks that, honestly, it's not even a spoiler because we got to see the preview. Chris is having a baby. We all got to see it. And so it's like he's having a baby, though, with a different lady. And that's kind of the weird thing is like a bunch of people like Chris and Chris's mom, like a bunch of people on Chris's side have been talking about like not having a baby and taking things kind of slow. And I heard the word baby on like Chris and Chris's side of the family like 35 times. So I don't know if it's like, you know, people, they're kind of trying to tease it, but we do know he ends up getting a different girl pregnant before he got married. And I think he's pretty honest about it. And then I believe Pastor Cal sits down with Paige and he's like, have you guys been, you know, romantic and whatnot? And she goes, yeah, we've done it every single day for the past like however many days. So now I'm kind of like, oh crap. Okay, well, so I mean, apparently she must like him and find him attractive if they're doing a little something something. So I don't know how this relationship pans out. I have no idea what happens. I can only imagine and hope to God that, you know, Paige runs for the hills and gets out of Dodge, because not only is the guy super cocky, he just is like obsessed with himself, and I think he's kind of full of it, and he's got a baby on the way. So it's just like a complete freaking mess with those two. And we also got to see Haley and Jacob get married. They are kind of the just blah couple, and holy crap, it was awkward. Number one, I feel like, you know, Haley she wants a man that probably looks like this, like that right there. And yes, you know, I'm literally going to go on Google after I record this video and find a picture of a random man that I think Haley would like. And the man I'm thinking of in my head is nothing like Jacob. Jacob is quiet and shy. Yes, he is buff, and he's good enough looking guy, but it's like, oh my god, that personality. I think he's got about 40% going on with the look. See, if he had a good personality, I think it'd actually probably be a wrap with those two. They'd probably work, but his personality sucks. And I'm sorry, Jacob, I don't mean to offend him. I feel like Jacob needed just like a cute, nerdy kind of a girl that's just a nerd. That's kind of it. And I mean that. And she could be a cute nerd because Jacob is kind of a nerd himself. Haley's not a nerd. She's not a nerd at all. She's a corporate 9 to 5. She's working. She works in medical sales. She's a salesperson. She's outgoing and loud, and she wants to go to happy hour, and she wants to go on adventures, and oh my god, come on. Jacob wants to sit in his basement with freaking headphones on playing video games talking about the 1980s, and it's weird, it's awkward, it's cringy. They're not a good couple. They are a god-awful couple, to be completely honest, and it was the most awkward thing I have seen since Henry and Christina. And I don't know if the producers just cut it and clip it in a way to make it seem awkward, but it's like they were not talking. Well, not they. He was not talking. She was talking, but like she would say a joke and he would literally stand there like this and say nothing. And I was watching it saying, oh my god, dude, just smile. See, just freaking put a smile on your face, even if it's fake, and fake laugh and go along with the show. But he was just like, and it was so incredibly awkward. And I think she kind of wanted a give and take where she would joke and he would joke back, and there was no give and take. Incredibly awkward, so cringy. I could barely even stomach watching them. It was that cringy. So I don't know if they had better scenes off camera or how it was, but it was so awkward, so cringy. And you could just see, boom, the second that they got married and they started talking, Haley was just out of it. She's done. And I mean, there's like a 1% chance these two stay together, but I guess you never know. I'd like to see them actually kind of open up and talk more, but I don't know if she's even going to be able to crack Jacob because he seems so shy and quiet, but we're going to have to wait and see. But oh my god, it was awkward. So Chris and Paige, yeah, they're a curvy, weird, wishy-washy, wavy, up and down couple. I'm not sure on them. Jacob and Haley, they are god-awful. Now we can go over to more of a shocking positive one, and that would be Virginia and Erik. I thought for sure she would see like her creepy uncle in Erik because he looks old and he's kind of nerdier, but you know, the thing I'll give him credit for is, yes, he is a nerd, he is a dork, not being rude, but he just is. But the guy has a heck of a personality, and he seems funny, and he's happy-go-lucky, and he's got a good vibe to him. Whereas Jacob, he's cool, nice, whatever, but Jacob's vibe seems kind of low. Erik's vibe is up, and he's, you know, laughing. He's constantly laughing, and he's personable, and he kind of knows what to say more. And yeah, he kind of just, he goes with the flow more. And for some odd reason, I think Virginia's all into him. Now, I don't know if she's just going along with this for the show. I don't know if she's faking it. Maybe they'll do a 360 and it'll be god-awful. couple, but on their wedding day, she is just like madly in lust. Not in love, but she is like, has all these lovey-dovey feelings. She wants to cuddle up with him and be all romantic, and he's like, you know, because the truth is, she's attractive and he's not ugly, but he's just kind of blah. And so it's like he's game for anything. So he's like, yeah, I'm down for the, you know, I'm ready for anything. And then she's just like, of course, she's done a lot of this, so I think she probably is saying some stuff that she doesn't mean, but it's like, hey, they're ready to go. They're meshing. I'm shocked, and I don't know what to expect with those two. I will say, though, I was completely wrong with my guess. The unfortunate thing is, I don't think we got to see Erik's mom talk to Virginia. And now Erik's mom, if you don't know, she looked very mad. She was not happy. She was super upset about this whole wedding thing. She did not want him to get married. She was mad. And yeah, I don't think we got to see them actually talk face to face, so boo-hoo. Kind of a bummer, because I wanted to see. The camera kept turning to Erik's mom last episode, and she was just like grinning, and she looked mad. But yeah, we got to see them go back to the hotel, so I guess they never really did get a talk on camera. And then we got to see Vincent and Brianna for a minute, and okay, finally, for once, I was wrong about Virginia and Erik, I was wrong about Chris and Paige, but now for once, I'm right. Okay, these two, Vincent and Brianna, they seem in the very good, they seem to be going in the right direction. They really, okay, physically, she's into him. Which, yeah, I think he's a good-looking guy. Maybe the ladies can kind of comment more on Vincent's looks. I was looking at his beard, and there's something about his beard. I think it needs to be trimmed, maybe. I think if he had scruff, he'd look better. I don't know. I don't want to be too judgy, but his beard looks kind of weird. But anyway, she's into the guy, which that's what I was worried. I was afraid she would not be into him, but she appears to be. He is totally into her, and I'm not shocked. She's a catch. She's cute. She's bubbly. How could you not be into her? She's bubbly. She's cute. And I know everyone's going to say, you got a crush on her. I kind of do. Not going to lie. I kind of have a crush on Paige, too. Which Paige, Paige. I'm sorry for her. But, you know, I don't think, my thing with my crush with Brianna, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. And it has no life, because it's like, I think they're a match made. And it's like, we got to see Vincent talk to Brianna's dad. He was happy. He was saying, you can call me whenever. They're kind of vibing. The friends were vibing. Of course, I'm curious to see if Vincent's words go off with his actions, because he is a wordy kind of, he's not a talker, and he's not a BSer like, you know, like at least it appears that Chris is, but he's kind of the guy where he's really good with the words. You know, I want to take things slow, I want to get to know her, and that's all fine and dandy. But do you really? So I'm curious to see how, you know, if his words align with his actions. He seems to be patient, seems to be nice, and I think it's going to work. I believe they're meshing, they're vibing, and the funny thing was, I'll tell you what, Brianna was like, when they got back to the hotel, she was like ready to go and do some experimenting and kind of see where things go. So I am not going to say if they kind of seal the deal on their marriage the first night one, but I would not be totally shocked. And then there was Clara and Ryan. I think it's just, okay, book closed, close the book. It's a done deal for them. I do think Clara is high maintenance. I'll just say it. I think she is very high maintenance, but Ryan seems like the kind of guy where he's just like, yeah, okay, I'll do this, I'll do that. I'll go get you groceries and carry all the grocery bags that way, you know, and it's like, he'll do this, he'll do that, he'll bend over backwards, and he'll do anything he can do to make her happy. And so same thing, I think they are in, I believe that they're going to work. They have some similarities here and there. I think she's attracted to him. He, like I said, he seems to be the kind of guy where he was like, I don't think he's going to have a hard time being attracted to her. One of her friends asked him how he is in the physical side of things. I was like, what kind of question who asks that? Like, that is the dumbest thing to ask someone how they are physically. It's like, what? I mean, it's like, it's so stupid, because you can either say, I'm fantastic, and then they're going to say, well, you're cocky, or if you say, I'm okay, I guess, and they're going to say, well, you probably suck. So it's like, that is the dumbest question I have ever heard. But they asked him that, and he was just like, he literally answered it probably the best way. He laughed and laughed, and he chuckled, and he finally just said, like, I don't even know how to even answer that, which is probably the best way to answer it, and it probably means the guy's pretty good. So I think they're going to be a great match. I could see Clara having some drama, because like I said, she does seem to be a tad bit high maintenance. I'm curious to see if Ryan has any drama. I doubt it, because he seems so casual casual, cool, and calm, but we're gonna have to wait and see. So I don't know any spoilers, I don't know anything, and honestly, I'll say it again, I don't want to know. I do know, besides, not even a spoiler, but we do now know that, you know, Chris does have a baby. I could only assume that he already had the baby, and we do know, okay, I am kind of curious to what goes on with his business stuff, because, and I'm really curious for, you know, Paige to go through his bills. Now, that would be hilarious, because it's just like, right when he was talking about the money and the food and the this and the clothes, and you could just see Paige was like, oh my god, who did I get matched with? Because I think she wants a man that is smart with money. Not, you know, and you can make $5 million a year, but if you're spending $6 million, and I really doubt Chris is making that kind of money, but even if he's making however much, I guarantee the guys, I mean, like, he said he spends like $4 or $5 grand a month just on food, and not even food, just like Grubhub, and that doesn't even include groceries and stuff, so it's like, dude, he is probably burning through a lot of cash, and I just don't think Paige is gonna, I honestly, I really believe that when he was talking about this, and then he was living in his car, and he was doing this and that, and this, and all this crap, I think Paige was like, what is this guy talking about? And then when he got into the conversation of their bedroom life, and talking about what he does, and doesn't do, and what he wants, and what he needs, she was just like, oh my god, this is unbelievable. And I mean, like, literally, Chris said that he was not very into her physically, so I don't know if what happens. I mean, it's like, it doesn't look good for them, but the only saving grace I have is that she was talking to Pastor Cal, and she said that they had been romantic. So if I had to have guessed before I seen that clip with her and Pastor Cal, I would have said that they probably would have never even made it, because I think Paige would have honestly left him. I don't know if Chris did somewhat of finessing and he smoothed her over. I don't think she was into him physically. I don't think she's into his, I know for a fact she was not into his personality, and so it's kind of shocking, but maybe Chris kind of calms down, he starts acting more like himself and not too terribly cocky, and they kind of make it work for the time being. But I do think once the kid comes into play, I think she'll just say, this is it, I'm done, I've tried hard enough, and I am out. So Married at First Sight, what a show. This show is unbelievably hilarious, pretty good, on every Wednesday night on Lifetime channel at, what is it, 8 Eastern, 7 Central? Yeah, I think so. I want to say, I believe. So either way, Married at First Sight, terribly good show. Make sure you check it out if you have not watched it. And if you did watch, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. We definitely have some very bizarre, random couples on the show. Well, guys, thank you all so much for watching. It means the world to me. Please hit that like button, comment below your thoughts, and y'all better stay tuned for many more videos.